All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back live with our pre-market pulse wave / end of day report. We're going to take a look at how these markets ended the week on Friday, and then we're going to look at what we can expect when the markets start trading at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard New York time today. All right, so without further ado, we got a lot to look at, so I'm going to keep this moving right along. If you're new, smash that like button. You never know who these videos will be able to help, may even be yourself. All right, the first chart we have up here is ADA Cardano. So the bears are still in control of this market. The market was really unable to really get enough momentum going to get itself back into the Kumo cloud and possibly break out of the cloud. Instead, it's decided to break down. So we're looking to start the week off with some selling in ADA Cardano. And yes, it is in the bear market bubble, the Bermuda Triangle, the Devil's Triangle. So I am anticipating some sort of a rally to be here imminent at some point. All right, next up is Litecoin. So as you can see here, Litecoin also finished on the flat side, but we're starting the week off here with a crash alert for tonight into tomorrow's trading. This one's looking to fall outside of the cloud and go into free fall. And it's also in the Devil's Triangle. And I'm expecting that at some point after the washout has occurred, the market will build a base for a rally. I think this was just the first attempt. I think another attempt will come after the sell-off on this one. Next up is Theta. So Theta is also in the Devil's Box, Devil's Triangle on the bear side of the market. Therefore, I'm expecting at some point for the market to bottom out and start to rally. We are looking for selling to resume tonight into tomorrow's trading. Negative momentum is still very much alive in this particular market. Last but not least, in the crypto space, we have Xrp Ripple. So Xrp Ripple is still under a lot of selling pressure as well and starting to fall outside of the Kumo cloud as well, looking for the market to start with some selling to start the week off, kicking off some time today, between tonight and tomorrow. All right, so that is our quick look at the crypto segment. Now it's time to move on to our next segment. The next segment we're going to look at now is the futures. We're going to take a look at these futures. For those that don't know, the Dow Jones dropped and closed down over 1,000 points. Now, if you've been watching the videos last week during the end of day reports, I was warning you about that event taking place. I told you that it looked like we are topping out and that a new leg down was forming. And I did tell you guys that. I said it's going to be contingent upon Powell on Thursday, and how it's interpreted on Friday. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Powell was in a position to rescue these markets, and instead he did the opposite. He could have made it so that we rallied into the end of the year. But that's not what happened. All right, so let's kick this off with the Ethereum futures. So we have contract rollover for Ethereum and Bitcoin futures on Friday. And now we're going to be switching over, I think, to December. And to start the week off, I think we're going to see some selling as this market did crash into the close on Friday. And it looks like the bears are still very much in control of this market. All right. And not only that, but it looked as if the bulls were going to come in here and try to wrestle the market away from the bears. You had this rally alert. You got slight upside production before the bears came in and just smacked them right back down again. So the attempt of the bulls to break out here failed miserably. And now this market is looking to sell off. So because the cash market never closes and it's still trading, we're going to have a gap down event tonight on Bitcoin futures and the Ethereum futures. So at some point this week, I'm expecting the market would bounce and fill that gap. But to start things off on Sunday, it is looking like we're going to have a gap down here on the open. So I just wanted to point that out to you. You'd have thought that the market was going to be defended at this support, which is the top of the Kumo cloud, excuse me, by the bulls, but that's not what happened. The market is selling off. And it's interesting because we have flip-floppage. So we had this nice bear market rally off the lows. You built this base of support. And so you had your first lift off, second, and then your third, and then bam, right? Then you had this major crash alert that came, market gave you downside, and then it stopped and said, no, pump brakes. Now the market wants to rally. And then just when it looked like it was going to go, the rally turned into a false one, turned into a bull trap, and then the market proceeded to tank from that point. So it's still possible that the bulls can defend at the support zone. Price action could just, dip below and above this this trend line support area for a couple of days as well. The market doesn't just have to just drop through this like a hot knife through butter. Through butter, it can keep going. It can reverse. So until we get another, well, I take that back. This is definitely flip-floppage. This is a crash alert warning for tonight into tomorrow's trading on the Ethereum. So we just got to take it for what it is. All right, U.S. dollar index has been really trying to hang in there, under a lot of pressure right now. The bears are still in control. This crash alert that we got on Thursday showed itself up on Friday. You got this this market, did fall down and then rallied into the close. So still the bears have made it so that this dollar is finding it hard to catch its footing. So you still got an up channel intact per se, but I think we're going lower. I think this crash alert that we got right here is about to really play itself out. I really do. So we got to watch and see. Hey, what up, Loco? I appreciate you. Same to you. All right. Let's see here. Next up, we got copper. Been really watching the copper futures for a minute. For those that are just tuning in, we're breaking this thing down by segment today. We started off with the crypto segment. Now we're moved into the futures segment. And after this, the next segment we're going to do is the Forex segment. We got a lot of charts to get through today. All right. So in your copper, you got flip-floppage going on here as well. Whenever you start to see the color schemes look like rainbows, you got consolidation. And that's what's happening right here. Market's flip-flopping, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish. And now it looks like we got ourselves a market that wants to try to rally to start the week off. So copper wants to get out of this Kumo cloud. That's what it's looking like. It's tired of consolidating. It wants to pick a direction. So this could be very telling. If this fails and we fall out of the Kumo cloud to the downside, that spells disaster for the economy, because like the old timers say, they call it Dr. Copper. Dr. Copper has a doctorate in economics. It shows you the health of the economy. So right now, Dr. Copper is trying to recover from this bear market rally. We had this rally alert back here on July the 18th, and we just ran ever since then. It's been hanging in there, but something happened right here. We broke ranks. Market got weak, and then it tried to rally and explode yet again. So it's trying to break out of this uptrend channel when you see it struggling like this. So very interesting the way this is going. And yes, we're looking at daily charts today, not weekly charts, daily charts. These are the daily algo charts. All right. All right. Next up, we got the Russell My Hustle futures. Okay. So the Russell, as you can see here, is saying, I'm not done selling yet. So I'm expecting for this market to start the week off to the downside, even though Friday was a big down day. I don't know if that did enough. I don't think it did enough. So this is where we are right now with it. I think the market's about to fall. I think the bears are in control of this market. So I'm expecting more downside to start the week off. I think the top of the Kumo cloud around that 1800 mark is the initial target for this downside momentum. Next up is the Australian dollar futures. And as you can see here, this one is trying to get its footing as well. It's trying to stage a breakout outside of this Kumo cloud. It wants to break topside. So to start the week off, I think the bulls have it well in hand. This market is under bullish momentum and has been for some time since the bear market rally off the lows, off these 52-week lows. So I think the market is trying to continue its rally. It wants to continue it, but it's having a lot of overhead resistance pressure. So it's going to be very difficult moving forward to see how this one goes. But to start the week off, it's looking like the market wants to stage a rally. I just don't know. All right, next up we got the British pound. All right, so the market bias to start the week off in the British pound is going to be to the long side of the market, but we have ourselves a potential breakout candidate, which means this one can break either up or down or both. So this one has an imminent breakout. I don't know which way it's going to be successful, but it is a consolidation candidate, and it will probably try to run both sides. So it'll probably break down and or try to break out. If I was to decide, gun to my head, which do I think will be victorious? I think it's going to be the downside because it's the path of least resistance. The rally side has resistance at the bottom of the Kumo cloud, inside the cloud, and the top of the Kumo cloud. But down here, you have no support. You have nothing. So I think that the pound sterling right now is looking like it may be running out of steam to the top side, even though the bulls have it right now. The market bias is to the bulls, I think, because now we are a consolidation candidate. It could go either way. And a few days ago, you were in the same predicament, and the market chose to do absolutely nothing but consolidate even more. So when you get these situations like this that arise like that, it shows flip-floppage, it means that the prevailing momentum is waning. And in this case, the prevailing momentum is the bullish bias. So I think the market is running out of the bullish bias for the British pound. Next up, we have the Euro futures. And the Euro futures right now is showing a bullish bias in the market. So I think that the market's going to try to start the week on the long side. I think it wants to stage a speculative rally, but it's it has a lot of overhead resistance, bottom of the Kumo cloud, inside the cloud, and then, of course, the top of the Kumo cloud. So even though the bulls have the slight edge bias, the momentum is telling a different story, that this one is having a hard time rallying. Because since the rally alert, we really haven't got a lot of upside production. Next up is crude oil futures. And you can see here that the bulls have the bias in the market right now. And to start the week off, you would expect more upside potential. But instead, it's looking like the market wants to consolidate to start the week off. All right, so possible consolidation here, meaning that you have no trend for a while. The market just wants to drift sideways. All right, and this looks to be the consolidation bar right now that has established itself, which will be August the 23rd, and then back here on August the 3rd. So I think these are going to be your consolidation bars, your consolidation zones where price action is going to stay in these ranges of these bars. All right. Next up, we have the E-mini S&P 500 futures contract. The bias is to the bears. As you can see, this market sold off on Friday, I believe, to start the week off. More downside is to come. Top of the Kumo cloud will be tested around that 39.50 level. So you still have at least about another 100 points that the S&P can fall before the bulls come in and try to defend. Next up is your gold futures. So there's been a lot of talk. Can gold get back up to 1,800? Has a lot of resistance here. It's already combating the top of the Kumo cloud here, but it can't get any respite. It crashed itself into the close, and now it's facing the bottom of the range, the bottom of the Kumo cloud, and threatening to fall out of the cloud. So the way this is moving, the bulls have the bias in the market right now, but the price action, is retreating. So I don't know what that's about. Is that a sign that we're about to get a crash alert or a sell signal? I don't know. You did have a nice rally off of these lows here. All right. The rally alert came here on July the 21st, and the market just ran for a while. And then all of a sudden, broke ranks and started correcting, falling, topping out without really giving us an official signal. So therefore, I have to say that it's probable that we have not topped out yet in gold and that it wants to make another bull run at some point. That's what I'm thinking. We'll get another buy signal. So I think the market's going to try to make another run. So I think the bias is still to the long side of the market until otherwise stated. All right, next up we got the Nasdaq 100 futures, the E-mini Nasdaq 100. And I think this one wants to start the week off to the sell side as well. Excuse me. As you can see here, the bears clearly have the advantage, and the momentum is all pointing down. So Kumo cloud is all the way down here at 12,000, and we're at 12,558 and a quarter. Therefore, we have over 500 more points that this market is going to drop. And of course, the Dow Futures. So with the Dow Futures, same thing. Market wants to start the week off to the sell side. A lot of bearish momentum. You got market that topped out. You got that crash alert signal back here, pointing to a market top. And that's exactly what happened. We had the market top, then we had the drop. I think more downsides to come. Top of the Kumo cloud is around 31,500. So you got about another 600 points to the downside to come with your Dow. Looking at Nat Gas, excuse me, Nat Gas is clearly consolidated The crash alert bar has now become the consolidation bar from August 23rd. Price action is resting within it. At some point, the drop will come, as this crash alert can lead the market 3 to 5 days out. Next up is silver futures. So silver futures, again, clearly the bias is to the downside, and this one is looking like it is consolidating here. But I would still be leery of this market breaking another leg lower. All right, and the mighty Bitcoin futures. As you can see here, the play is going to be to start the week off to the downside. There was more downside that came over the weekend, not a whole lot, but enough to give us a gap down on the open. We'll see if the market back and fills same day, or do we just get a new leg lower and then the market decide what it wants to do from there. It's going to be interesting either way. All right. Let's clear this out. All right, now we're going to look at our short selling opportunities. All right, so again, these are, I'm taking, everything primarily from DEX's watch list. So if you want to know more on the particulars, if you go to your dashboard and go to DEX's watch list, you'll see exactly what I'm going to be doing with the securities that are being displayed in today's video. All right, so first up, we got the Dow. Ticker is DXD. As you can see here, this market exploded from the rally alert. Nice upside production. Bottom of the Crude Oil cloud is in play around the $51 a share price. And that is our initial target on that one. Market bias is to the long side to start off the week. Next up is the gold, the short gold ETF GLL. From the rally alert on August the 15th, you've had that steady upside production. I think this one wants to continue to run to start the week off with a bullish bias in the market as well. All right, next up is JDST for your gold miners. Let's see what this is looking like. All right, starting to see the taste of the rainbow, a lot of colors here. So I think it's going to be consolidating, but you have a rally alert to start the week off with, so can't ignore that one. I think this market's trying to burst out of the Kumo cloud and get topside. You did have a crash alert, and now that's been negated by this rally alert. So we'll see what happens. Man your battle stations. Bears have it, though, but the bulls are trending with the bears. So as this bullish momentum is going, sellers have already started to come in and sell at these levels. See how your bull line and your bear line have converged together? That's because while the market is rallying, bears are coming in and starting to fade these highs. So this one can break up or it can break down. But to start the week off, I think it's going to continue to consolidate here too. So just something to think about moving forward. Looking at the Nasdaq 100 Inverse ETF, the ticker is QID. Bottom of the Kumo cloud at $24.50 is the initial target. I think the market wants to start the week off to the rally mode. Bullish momentum, as you can see clearly here in the market. And you are in the Devil's Triangle. So I think that a extreme rally is imminent on this one. All right. Next up is short real estate. All right. So you hear me talk about IYR. Well, this is the inverse ETF for IYR. The ticker is SRS, Sam, Robert, Sam. And it looks like the market wants to start the week off to the top side, but we have a flip-floppage. We have selling coming into the market now along, excuse me, as the market is rallying. So with that being said, we had this primary crash alert. You got your initial downside production, then you got this reversal rally. So we have a consolidation candidate, meaning this market can both break out and break down simultaneously tomorrow. So this is getting interesting. The target, though, is around that $17 a share to the top side after you've seen how they had this big break. So I think the market does want to continue to recover from the bear market lows. All right, looking at bonds, the ticker is TBT, and nothing to buy here. Is this one had a crash alert and it's continuing to fall. So I think it's going to continue its downward push, which means that bond prices will more than likely continue to go higher this week. All right, the Russell My Hustle Inverse ETF TWM. All right, the play is to the long side of the market to start the week off. Bottom of the Kumo cloud around the $18.50 mark is the initial target on this one as well. All right, looking at the US dollar by way of ticker UDN. This is the inverse ETF for the dollar. And it really can't get a lot going. It tried to get something going here with this rally alert from August 23rd. You got a little bit of lift off here and then this pullback. But technically speaking, the bulls still have this one. So it's looking like the dollar should come off a little bit more. And last but not least, we have a Zsl, the inverse ETF for silver. And you can see how it exploded on Friday, but it's still a consolidation candidate as it can break out and break down simultaneously to as early as tomorrow. So you want to keep your eyes on this one as well as it's trying to break out of the Kumo cloud. But clearly the bears have entered the market and started selling at these levels. So we'll see which side can win out. All right. Let's see here. All right, give me just a second. All right, you want to see GNE. All right, this will be the last one before we can move on. All right, so Genie Energy by way of ticker GNE. So this one is a very unusual one, very unusual. All right, so you had this rally off of the pullback correction. Market explodes, confirms that, gives you a rally alert. The market waits. Like I said, it can lead 3 to 5 days out. It waits the full 4 days after the alert before the rally goes. Then the market goes. Then you get this crash alert. You came down, got this downside production. Then gave you another crash alert. And that's when the market decides it wants to reverse and not do anything. So this one here, Friday was your 4th day. So we'll see if we get downside production on Monday, which I think the play is to the downside to start the week off on this one. And then we'll see where it goes from there. But you are consolidating with a bearish bias in the market now. All right. You have very much so a bearish bias in this one. All right. While it's under consolidation. All right. Let's move on now to our final segment. I apologize if you hear me doing any yawning. I'm tired. I've been working quite hard over here. And I want to go relax. All right. So our final segment, which is I promise you the Forex segment. And here it is. Here is our Forex segment. got some charts to get through on this one. We're going to be looking at several. And again, these are pairs that I am watching and or trading. And I do have some positions in quite a few of these. I'm still holding my short Dow, Nasdaq, and Russell futures. All right, from Thursday night. So what does that mean? It means, yes, I caught the entire bar on Friday. Lucky me, right? I caught that whole bar. Caught the whole bar. Now, I know some of you's like, yeah, that's what everybody says. Yeah, but I actually show you. So here it is. Just so you know, we do this. We don't just talk about it. We do it. All right, so here it is. Here's the futures positions right here. Shorted the Nasdaq 100 futures at 12,813. Market closed at 12,558. Still short. Dow shorted at 32,736. Market closed 32,179. Russell shorted at 1904.10. Market closed at 1890. Still short. That Russell initiated some short DXD. Let's see. Still holding the long GLD. OIH, long quid, SDS, UDN, and some wheat, and looking to do some more. And I got a bunch of other orders working as well. So I just wanted to show you that when I say I was in a market or am in a market, that's what I mean. All right. So no gimmicks, no tricks, no foolishness over here. We keep it all the way 100, all the way even 1,000. All right. Let's get into some Forex so I can go chill. All right, so we're going to start off with the Australian dollar. Okay, so the Aussie looks to want to start the week on the long side. It wants to buck up against the overhead resistance and get itself outside of that Kumo cloud. So to start the week off, this one, the bias goes to the bulls. Next up, we have the Canadian dollar. All right. On the Canadian dollar, this one is very interesting. All right, so looking at this one, the bias is to the bulls, and this one wants to start the week off on the long side of the market as well. It's been in a long-term uptrend cycle. All right, very bullish market. Doesn't seem to have any quit in it whatsoever. Next up is the CAD yen. And as you can see on the CAD yen, this trade is going to be to the bears right now. The bears have this one. You've been in a down market, as you can see. So I think that to start the week off, this one is going to start it off to the downside. Next up, we have the euro, and the euro itself here trying to do a little something. I think it wants to start the week off testing the overhead resistance, but this one is also a consolidation candidate now, where it can both break out and break down simultaneously. So this is a volatility increase here. The bulls have this one. The bears were in it. The bulls came in and has wrestled the market away from the bears. The bears have now given up and the bulls have locked in. So I think this one wants to try to run to start the week off. Next up is the euro yen. As you know, the euro yen can either lead and or follow the U.S. stock indexes. The bias to start the week off on this one looks to be to the downside as well. Overhead resistance is the bottom of the Kumo cloud. Every time the price action gets near it, it retreats. Third time's a charm, right? So we'll see what happens, but it's looking like a lot of overhead weakness. I think this one is doomed for a leg lower. Next up is the pound sterling. So the pound sterling has a bullish bias to its market to start the week off. I think that's exactly what we're going to see happening. even though it's starting to consolidate down here, it's going to try to rally. But this one also has a volatility alert where you can run both top and bottom in the market. So just be prepared for that too, as volatility will probably start to increase in the pound sterling this week. Let's see, next up, this is the Hong Kong dollar. Don't have a signal on that one, but the bulls have it. The bias is still to the bulls right now. All right, next up is the Japanese yen. All right, this is the yen. As you can see here, the bias is to the bears, and I think that they're looking to sell rallies here. So to start the week off, I think the bears are going to be selling rallies in the yen. Next up, we have the Mexican peso. And in the Mexican peso, you can see here that the bias is to the bulls. So to start the week off, I think this one's going to do that with a rally and try to get itself back top side of the Kumo cloud. So right now, as you can see, it's been like pulling back some. Then the bulls come in and beat it right back up. So the bulls have been defending the pullbacks. So I think this one's ready for a bullish bounce. Next up is the Kiwi, the New Zealand dollar. All right, so on this one, we have the bias to the bulls to start the week off. This one's been consolidating as well down here, consolidating at these levels. And with the longer you consolidate, the more pent-up energy you're going to build up. So this one is getting close to having a volatility alert as well. But right now, I think this market is going to try to start the week off to the top side, even though it closed near the lows of the session on Friday. I think it's going to try to make some of that back. So right now, the bulls still have the bias in your Kiwi. Next up here is the Swedish Krona, SEK. All right, so as you can see here, this one has been just trending nicely all the way up. But now we have a crash alert, and we've already had our initial downside production. I think that bears are looking to sell rallies in this one to start the week off. So I'm looking for downside in your Swedish Krona. And last but not least, actually, we got one more after this one. Here is your Turkish lira, TRY. And this one has a very interesting one. So to start the week off, this one is a volatility warning where the market will probably whipsaw and try to break both sides of the bank. I think it wants to start the week off with a rally, and depending on what happens in the next 24 hours will determine if that volatility alert is going to go away. Okay, but for now, looks like the play is to the long side of the market to start the week off. And last but not least, this is our South African Rand, all right, ZAR. And you can see here, to wrap up the Forex segment, it looks like the bears are looking to sell rallies to start the week off in this one as well. All right, so if you want to be able to play these and do it the way we do it, which is the professional way, you need to go to PulseWaveTrading.com. Take the 14-day challenge. That's right. We're offering a 14-day free trial. You can trade alongside of us and see how much money you can make in 14 days. So take the 14-day challenge. For 14 days, you can sign up to receive the PulseWave reports at no charge. Trade alongside of us and see how much money you can make in 14 days. All right, ladies and gentlemen, smash that like button. And remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can, and give nothing back. And I am out. Peace.